Come here, I'm all over it. Come here, what's going to do a weapon for you?
30 seconds. Fifteen, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Okay, we'll try to
5,
find it.
4. Good luck and go green.
The following is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network. Welcome to the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports.
Bugs recovered on the break. A slam dunk by Booker. Alderman drives the basket. Bank shot away. Good. And I think he's going to free throw the blue.
It's time for the Auto Owners Insurance presentation
Hey,
of the
babe.
Tom Izzo Show. Tonight's show is
Fred-
sponsored
Fred
by
can't
Auto
find her
Owners
leotard.
Insurance. Simple human sense.
Gwen,
The Tom
Gwen
Izzo
can't
Show
find
is
her
also brought
leotard.
to you by Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State
Can you
Athletics.
dress up,
Labatt,
Fred?
crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Team Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Team Trailways your favorite ride. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. Now with Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo, here's the voice of Spartan basketball, Will Tieman.
Good evening to everybody around the great state of Michigan. And welcome to the Coach Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Well, Saturday was a crazy day if you were at the arena for sure. Tom, I just wrote down, is there any way to recap the emotion of that Oregon game, everything that surrounded it?
Well, the hard part told you it would be a tough game. I mean, I honestly say, and I mean this, I think maybe Indiana or Oregon, I don't know who's the most talented, but they're 1-2, and Illinois is a close third as far as what the standings were at the beginning of the year, as far as what people think of the talent level. And man, we didn't play well the first half, but man, they played well. I mean, they made shots, including that one at the buzzer. We had a hand in his face and he made it. And that was crazy. But thank God for our fans. You know, our fans got us going in the second half. And boy, I told the players we're 15, 14 down, whatever we were. I said, let's cut it to single digits by the 16-minute mark. And I think about a minute and a half into the second half, it was down to like 8. And I said, damn, they done good. But, you know, we played a lot better the second half. And they didn't play as well because we did start guarding somebody. I mean, they made some shots, but we let them make some shots. And, again, some goofy turnovers. So we're trying to rectify it. Had long meetings yesterday and film sessions and more meetings and had a good practice today. But Indiana might be as good as anybody. They've had a guy out named Renew who killed us last year. And he's been out for, well, the last 10 games. He didn't play in 5 of them. And he played about, he averaged probably 7 minutes, then 9, then 20, then 18. He's probably averaged 15 minutes a game. And then the last game he played 30 and played real well. So they're a different team with him in there. And that's the problem with the league, you know, is, you know, like we get beat by USC and their stud point guard, the 6'6" kid, hasn't played since. And, you know, that's what's going to happen. And sometimes you get lucky and sometimes unlucky.
Well, when the game was over and we talked, you know, with Tom in the post game, we revisited our favorite stat of the game. He gets teed up
That's
Okay.
that's your favorite. What are you, a masochist
That-
or what?
Well, what happened after that was pretty good. After the tee, we went on a 17-2 run. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. Please don't give me any credit for that, because that was not. I was mad at the officials, and thank God, at least 90% of you were mad at the officials. I mean, I heard how you reacted, and I saw it, and that even got me going more. So maybe in some ways you caused my problems.
There you go.
But I just, it was kind of like 3 in a row, and I've had years when I was younger where I would maybe plan a technical more or less. That wasn't one. We were already not playing well, and I didn't plan that. But between the crowd and our guys, they sure did save me. And I told my team that when we cut it to 1. I said, well, you saved my and I appreciate it. Well, let's go win the damn game, and that's what we did.
By the way, Chris Collins of Northwestern, they had a game at Washington. He didn't make it through the first half. I mean, he got tossed.
Yeah, I talked to him last night, and Chris is a great guy. He's had more injuries. He's got 40 points worth of injuries. He's got 2 players, 2 starters, 1 stud, and the other one that are out for the year. And he told me that he told the referee, "Are you taking this personal?"
I guess.
He said he threw me out of there so fast I couldn't even get mad at him. There's nothing worse than to get a tee or get thrown out. And I've never been thrown out, but yet. But getting a tee when like I deserve mine, but sometimes I've gotten them that I didn't even deserve it. And I told the ref after, you screwed me, man. I didn't even get a chance to say the things I wanted to say, and you teed me. But sometimes there's interesting conversations on that sidelines, and even the other coach. I mean, he looked down at me and said, "I don't blame you," and I've done that to a couple coaches too. But it's not the officials' fault. These are hard games to officiate, but that was a good basketball team, and it just goes to show you that it's not always talent that wins. It's the chemistry, it's the time you play them, it's what's going on. There's so many different factors these days, and I'm just happy we won. We won in front of all of you. We won in front of all of our alums that came back. We won in front of the 2000 team. It was pretty cool after, and then we had a little celebration there in the Hall of History, and then the championship team went back to my house, and God, we told stories half the night. It was great. I realized after listening to my players there, Mike Garland and I were there. Brian Gregory flew in from Phoenix. He now works for the Suns, and I said, I'd probably get arrested for the things they were saying I did, but they definitely would have got arrested for the things they told me they did do. So both ways, there would have been a lot of arrests. So I'm glad times have changed and I've mellowed. But it was so much fun listening to that. We sat there around a table. There were about 9 or 10 of us left, and it was priceless time.
You said you were going to be at work at 8 o'clock the next morning. Did you make it?
8:30. Slacker. Yeah. Slacker. But yeah, I did. And all in all, I mean, let me ask you that were there, some say that place was rocking like it's never rocked in years and years and years. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I would too. And I just can't tell you how much that helps his team. And of course, without a couple of players, and then Jace Richardson had, how would you like to have a game like that where your dad's sitting right next to you,
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, I never saw his reaction. I was having conversations with the Zebras, but it was it was priceless too, because after it, they were so excited and everybody was so excited. And that's what makes this place special. I got a text late at night from Steve Elford. You remember Steve Elford? Congratulating, he played for Bob and everything. And, but he said what impressed him most was watching our fans and our players, and that I better appreciate and our former coaches and all they must have showed everybody that came back. And how fortunate I am to have that kind of a deal here, and he reminded me when he got fired at UCLA, I talked to him. I don't know him that well, but I just said, hey, if you ever want to get them, he says, I'm touring around looking at different programs. So I'd like to come to your, I said, hey, come on anytime you want, you can stay with me. So a month later, he calls and he wanted to come up for our last game of the year. I think it was back when Cash and McQuaid were here. And it was not only senior night, it was a chance to win the Big Ten. And it was our reunion night. So we had it all at once. And he came back and he said he had been to 20 different colleges. And if I added them all up, nothing was close to that setting and the culture we have. And I said, well, you just made me feel better than winning a national championship. And that's the truth. And I think our guys were just awesome, all of them that came back.
It was really, really awesome. And by the way, we're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join our audience for any of the MSU coaches shows, make your reservation by emailing coachesshows@onenorthdining.com. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
From our farm fields to the football field, Michigan soybeans touch every life, every day. From the food we eat to the products we use and the cars we drive, soybeans are making an impact. The Michigan Soybean Committee is dedicated to helping our farmers grow the soybeans needed for a more sustainable future while working at the forefront of innovation to develop new uses. To learn more about the Michigan Soybean Committee's initiatives, please visit us at michigansoybean.org.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
And welcome back. We're live in Lansing for the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Well, we have a lot of things to talk about, but since Tom does like football a little bit, as do most people in this room, well, what's your thoughts about the Super Bowl?
It's costing me a lot of money, and I don't bet, but I guess I think it's legal. I probably got myself in hot water, but I told my players they each got to pick who they want to win or who they think will win last night, and it was 8-8, and the loser gets nothing, but the winner tonight, we stay in a hotel night before a game, and the winner tonight gets to go to Cold Stone on me. So I'm gonna go, and I think I got the 8 guys who picked and made sure because some of them will lie and cheat. You know, those guys are. So Trey, Book, Fears, Cohen, Garrett, Brennan, Colin, and Jace all picked the Eagles.
That's pretty good, huh?
Yep. So, you know, I was shocked, as most of you were. I really thought the Eagles were the better team. I said that last week, but I just couldn't bet against Mahomes. And, but, you know, the other thing that I tell my players all the time, in fact, Coach D'Antonio was at practice today. He's coming to the game tomorrow. And I always use the Super Bowl every year to talk about what my buddy Mariucci, and I ever asked him who's going to win the Super Bowl, whoever turns it over the least. And so I said, if we could get some of that in basketball, we could win a lot of games. We could turn the thing over. But sure enough, you know, turnovers killed the Chiefs. And so it was not a real exciting game, but it was one that I got a call from my buddy Mariucci. He works for the NFL Network, and he did the whole week down there, you know. And I asked him who he thought was going to win. He kind of said what I said. And then he said, you know, the beauty of it? I said, what? He goes, I've been around both teams all week. He worked with Andy Reid at the Green Bay Packers for 5 years when he was an assistant. And so he loves Andy Reid, but he knows the other coach. But he said, Mahomes, Saquon, and Hurts are the best guys you ever want to meet. You know, he said they're just phenomenal people. And he just was telling stories. One, I think Saquon, they asked him if they were going to put a statue up of him because they did it with the last quarterback who won in Philadelphia. And he said only if they put the linemen alongside of me in a bigger way than me, you know. I mean, he's just a class guy. So it was fun to see them win. And even though I was hoping to see one dynasty in my lifetime, you know, the last one was the Green Bay Packers, and I was too young. You want me to have the dynasty? Yeah, I got a long way to go.
By the way, just a silly question, but I don't know about you guys in the audience, but we have kind of a ritual of things we do on Super Bowl Sunday. Kind of clear out the afternoon and we get snacks. We kind of do the same thing, sort of. Do you have a go-to food or anything you guys just do?
We practiced. You know, we practiced all day Sunday and watched film. And then I ran home for the night, you know, and got to see part of it. But, boy, when you got a game Saturday and then Tuesday, it's not much turnaround time. So I got to see a little bit of the Super Bowl as I was reading up on my stuff and doing some things on Indiana. But, yeah, it would be nice, you know, to have a pizza and a beer and sit back and, you know, and someday when I don't have this day job, I'm going to probably do that.
By the way, we do have a microphone up here. If anybody wants to come up and talk to Coach about anything, just step on up. A lot of topics to touch on. By the way, our show here this evening comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar, located at Abbott and Saginaw in East Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Well, this week's Alumni Hall Spartan basketball trivia ticket giveaway winner gets some tickets to an MSU home game. You can pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. So, here is a question we have for the show. Not long ago, Jaren Jackson made the NBA All-Rookie team in 2019. Before Jackson, who was the last Spartan to be honored on the NBA All-Rookie team? We had Jackson in 2019. Who was the one before him to make the NBA All-Rookie team? So if you have an answer when we come back, step up here to the microphone and see if we can give away some tickets. So we will have more conversation with Coach Izzo and your trivia answers right after this as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player. No matter the challenges I face every day in the NFL, my mom is always there for me, despite her own struggles
Mama said that you're gonna talk to me if I can get my game back. Oh, I'm just waiting.
To the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at the Breslin Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, official hardwood floor care provider of the Michigan State Spartans.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And don't forget, MSU men's basketball is presented by Rocket. Own the dream. And Big Big Coffee is a proud supporter of Michigan State basketball. Visit your Mid-Michigan Big B Coffee location today. Well, our Alumni Hall trivia question is, who is the player to make the NBA All-Rookie team before Jaren Jackson did in 2019? And it looks like we have somebody that might know.
Debbie from East Lansing, Jay Vincent.
Well, you went way back. We don't have to go back that far.
Oh.
Okay. I guess the answer is no. Okay, wait a minute. We have more people.
Randy, would it be Jason Richardson?
Maybe. Jason Richardson. So it's pretty amazing. Came down from Saginaw here a couple of years. In his signature 360 dunk, we've all seen that. And he's won the NBA slam dunk contest a little bit. But Tom, I often thought he just got better and better every year in the NBA. So imagine a guy that can win the NBA slam dunk contest and in 4 consecutive years made more threes in the NBA than anybody else. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, I tell you, and we all know he wasn't a great shooter, so you got to give him a lot of credit because that was his work. I mean, seriously, unbelievable the job he did, and so it's pretty exciting. But I don't know, I don't know what would have been more exciting, winning a national championship or watching your son have a performance like that.
Wow.
It must have been an interesting. I sort of asked him after, but I didn't really ask him. And that must have been pretty neat.
Well, his son has a career high 29 points in his first start as a Spartan with his dad sitting there. And the fun number was Jason's career high was 26. So that was kind of a fun little moment there. But I mean, I don't know, since we're talking about people that stepped up, Xavier Booker, Jeremy Fears did not answer the bell because they were sick. First off, how are they doing right now?
They're good. Yeah, they're good. And the other one was Jaden Akins got sick during the game. And as the trainer came over to tell me, I gave him don't talk to me. I don't want to hear your voice. But I got a text this morning on my phone in big letters because he texted me 3 days in a row with a problem, All good.
That's awesome. That is awesome. By the way, obviously, Jason's there's no he doesn't make the Big Ten all freshman team. How far past that it goes, I don't know. But when you let him know he was going to make his first start, and obviously this was a huge game, how did he react?
Well, he was excited, but he is a unique kid. He's been probably our most efficient. Like even this points he scored, he took 13 shots, which is sort of a lot, but it's not really a lot for scoring that many points. He's very, very efficient. And if you remembered him playing against Kansas, he hit a big 3, a 4-point play at the buzzer. The big lights, I swear, don't bother him at all. I mean, he doesn't get overexcited. In fact, sometimes I told him he's too underexcited and everything. But he was excited for it, but he wasn't. I didn't see any nervousness or anything like that in him.
And so, do you think some of the goodness of the game was you got to see how the depth pays off, and finally something happened? You went from 10 to 8, and for 40 minutes, when you look at the whole body of work, pretty good.
Yeah, when you look at the whole body of work, it was. But that's what we're all saying. It's a long season, and these extra games. There's a lot of teams. When I talked to Chris Collins, as I said, he's got 3 or 4 players out. He's got 40 points out for the year. 40 points worth of players out for the year, and he doesn't have that kind of depth. And there's been other teams lately. Illinois, has some depth, but unfortunately, they just getting healthy now. We play them Saturday, but a lot of teams have been beat up, and we really haven't had anything except the little
flu,
bit of the flu for a couple 2 days. So keep my fingers crossed and see what happens.
By the way, get in the game and score big at Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel. Enter to win overnight stay packages, men's basketball tickets, and more. Enter at MSU Athletics Facebook or X, or go directly to turtlecreekcasino.com, followed by /MSU-PlayStation. We'll be back to talk more Spartan basketball here on the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
And welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show. Well, believe it or not, before I read this card about the Abu Law Firm Challenge and the money we're raising for the Greater Lansing Food Bank, MSU made some big three balls Saturday, 8 to be exact, 3 above the average. So you're gaining on what the women do, Tom. Just
Why,
thought I'd throw
why don't
that
you
out
just
there.
go for 1 week and say the men scored 8, and that's good enough because we've gotten beat every week since I've been here. But that's a tribute to them. And, we did make some more threes, and we had some shots that we thought were good shots, and we made them. And I thought the ball moved. We did a lot of, some better things. We got some shots inside and out. Jackson Kohler had 14 and 12, a double-double. Trey Holloman had 13, and he had a couple of him and Jace both hit 3 threes, and Trey's to start the second half might have been a game saver, the way he did. And so it's getting better. Let's see if it keeps up.
Oh, by the way, $25 is donated every time whether it's on the men's team or the women's team, $25 is donated every time a 3 is made to the Greater Lansing Food Bank, courtesy of the Abu Law Firm. And we're really getting close to this 10,000 mark as we keep getting closer. Right now, you add them all up, 297 threes times $25, 7,425. Be fun to beat last year's total. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and what a great cause, food bank. That's awesome.
Well, it's kind of interesting as you look at some of the numbers. This basketball team has been averaging about 80 points a game this season with only one person in double digits. I'm here to report we have 2 now. We have Jay Nagetson, 13.4 a game, and Jace Richardson, 10.2. We're going crazy. We got 2 guys.
Somewhere that's a good thing, but not in most places it's not. So I'll just say that, we have scored a decent amount of points. And when you average 80 a game, I'm not sure we ever averaged 80 a game since I've been here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And that's a lot, but it's been done in such a strange way without making a lot of threes. Thank God. I don't know what we shot from the free throw line this week. I think it was almost 90%.
It was good, really good.
And that's been a savior in every game except those 2 out west. And that's how important free throws are.
I mean, isn't it amazing, that free throw, you just stand there and nobody guards you. Seems easy enough, doesn't it? But did I just tell a joke?
Piece of cake.
So anyway, but it's so critical, though, isn't it? When you're going for a Big Ten championship, all these games are tight. To be able to do that, and it doesn't seem to make much difference who's shooting them now. Everybody's doing pretty good.
No, Shaman, Cohen went from 50. Shaman went from 50. Coop went from 60. And those guys are all shooting 80 plus. And that's great testament to them, and the job they've done working on it. And it's very critical. And Shaman hit that one that hit the top of the backboard and went in. And I said, man, got the right guy on your side this year.
That's right. We'll take it. By the way, raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We'll return for more of the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance after this, as you're on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Hey Spartan fans, the 2024 basketball season is tipping off, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in the state, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Spartans. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Is joint pain slowing you down? Imagine waking up and moving through your day pain-free. The orthopedic and sports medicine specialists at McLaren are experts in the latest surgical and non-surgical advances to relieve joint pain and restore movement so you can rediscover the activities you love. We'll help you get back to what moves you. McLaren, the official orthopedic and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Live, the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Well, whenever you shop Meyer, you shop for the entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meyer.com. Well, so far in the show, we, by design, have not talked about what's in front of Coach Izzo with a win on Saturday. And so, Tom, I'm just curious. Been in the limelight a long time now, and so is your team, so is your players. But as we get close to the next game, which is tomorrow, which is not a Saturday, it's Tuesday, that tells you what good a shape I'm in. I don't even know what day it is. But this has been, you are the focus here. You have been the focus for a while. So how have you managed all this, and what's it been like?
Well, I don't want to be the focus on this when you got a team like we got and everything. I mean, I understand the situation. I hope if it happens soon, so that it's not the focus. You know, it's a great honor. It's a great privilege to be in with some of the people. I think my SID told me there's 5 coaches that were at the same school that had over 350 wins, and of course Bob is one, and I think Dean Smith was one. Mike Krzyzewski was one, and Adolph Rupp was one. And so, really what it means is there's a few of us that stay at the same school. But it really is, I personally was a Bob fan. I think he did a lot more good than bad, even though it got painted a little evil at the end. I knew what he was like. I knew what he was like. I know most of the players that played for him. And now everybody's got their stories. Somebody's never happy, right?
Right.
And but he did a lot for the game. He did a lot, for Indiana. He did a lot for the Big Ten, to be very honest with you. And it's Bob and Gene and Judd and Clem Haskins are some of the guys that I kind of wanted to do what they did, and that was they made the game bigger than the team. The game itself, they made, the university you work for important, and to try to do it the right way. They, I think they all gave back more than they got, and that's what I'd like to do. I still like to give back more than I've got, and I think Jed always said a good deal is a good deal for you and a good deal for me. I hope I've been a good deal for them, meaning the university and everybody. But I know they've been a good deal for me. So no matter what happens, records are made to be broken. And who knows, what's next on that list. But just to be talked about with some of the people that you get to be talked about with is a privilege. And one that I do not take lightly, and I don't take it as I'm not entitled on it, and I'm grateful for all the players. All the players. I mean, it's amazing. I saw most of them this past weekend that did so much for me, the university, and the program. And they're the ones whose blood, sweat, and tears created this opportunity that I get to take advantage of that they did. And that's the way it goes.
It's kind of funny. I don't know if you ever saw this on my little cheat sheet, right? I have stuff. Down here it says...
Same one he had in college, guys. Same one he had in college.
That hurt.
The truth usually does.
I knew better than to do this. But anyway, so I got this little thing down here in the bottom. It says Big Ten night, a dash, and a number, 353. Now, Izzo dash 353. And the key to this has been going on in my little pad of paper for almost 2 years now. And now I'm down to needs 1 to pass. And now I have all this extra room.
Yeah, well, let's hope that it happens. But for it to happen tomorrow, and now I'm not kidding you. Now you're going to read the paper. No, you don't do that anymore. You're going to look on the internet or in Twitter or whatever you all enjoy doing. They're going to tell you that they lost 4 or 5 in a row, and the same thing that UCLA had done, and same thing that Oregon had done, and the same thing that Maryland had done. And it's amazing the teams that have lost 4 and 5 in a row, and doesn't surprise me at all. But this was a team picked to win the league. This was picked as one of the 2 most talented teams in the league. Nothing has changed except the guy got injured. And, they've had a few problems down there, I guess, as evident by what's happening with their coaching staff. So other than that, though, the players themselves, you're going to see 8 or 9 really talented players. And you're going to see one of the biggest human beings next to Edie and Ballo. We played against him when he was at Arizona. He's big. He's long. I think he's got a 7.5-inch wingspan. He's 7 foot. They've got good guards. We're going to have to play well to win. I mean, but that's the way it's going to be now from here on out.
So one of Tom's coaches, Thomas Kelly, played in this game that we've been talking about, which was the first game when Coach picked up his first Big Ten win. Have you and Thomas talked about that game at all?
Oh, no, it was better than that. It was the whole team talked about it last night, and now some of the championship team was there. Morris Peterson, Antonio wasn't on the championship team, but in that game, they had a really good player. And they were all laughing at me. Brian Greger says, yeah, Tom played Antonio at the 3 spot, which is usually the shooting forward. And as we all know, shooting and Antonio were not synonymous, okay? And back then it was, a little more physical. And one of their best players, 6'7" kid, came running through the lane, and Antonio blocked him, I guess, and broke his nose in all different spots, and we went on to win. So that was when it was a little different basketball, but it was my first win, and I got to admit, my first win was against Bob Knight, and my last win against Bob Knight is when we beat him down there a couple games before we went on to win a national championship. And in the first one, they were really good and ranked, and we weren't. In the second one, we were both ranked in the top 5 or 6. And so I have fond memories of that, good memories. But still in my house, there's a picture that Larry Belot, do any of you remember Larry Belot? He was an assistant football coach here, great guy. And he had a caricature of me knocking out Bobby Knight on the first, and it was congratulations on your first Big Ten win. And So we were all laughing about that last night at the house too. But, it's that's what you do. That's what memories are all about. You have games that last a lifetime, and I'll bet you for a lot of you that are fans, that game, the way it went, the way the fans were, that'll be a memory maker. That'll be something that you'll say, remember that game in 2024 against Oregon, and everybody will say yes.
They will. And then they'll talk about the game they remember tomorrow.
I hope so. I wish. It's so funny because I go back from here. We have meetings tonight. Night before a game, we usually have free throw shooting and meetings, film sessions, talk about them. And, we'll spend about an hour there. And, my message to them is, we play a 9:00 game. So you'll probably have to take no-dos or something, right? But,
oh, man.
But we do play a 9:00 at night game, and it's going to be a long day. It's a long day, and but we're going to have to be ready to play. I mean, you can't play like we did the first half, and I don't blame all of it on us. They were good, but some of it was blamed on us, and you can't afford to have bad games now. You can't afford to have bad free throw shooting games, bad turnover games. You're probably not going to win many of them.
Okay, this is a spoiler alert, and we've heard Tom answer any number of questions, but we dug out his interview, part of it with Gus Kanakis, after we beat Indiana. You won't believe the answer he gave to Mr. Positive Gus. That was 30 years ago. Some things haven't changed much, Tom.
Gus, you're a little bit like that, but there's nobody like Gus. We would get beat by 20. I swear to God, Gus could find something positive.
Oh, he could. He could.
And he would talk about that, and I would just say, Gus, don't lie to these people. We sucked. We weren't very good. And but God, I miss him. He was one of the great guys. And when I think back to him being here 8 or 9 years and Judd 20 and me 30, he almost got 60 years of 3 coaches that have all been part of the program. And Gus brought, there's this group from the 50s and 60s that Gus got me in touch with that, because I wanted everybody to be a part of the program. I didn't want just Judd's era or my era. I wanted everybody. I mean, he got me a guy that was a manager from Hawaii that came, that was 90-some years old and hadn't been back to campus in 60 years. And so I love Gus. I miss Gus. He did a lot for me. And hopefully him and Judd are up there having a beer, arguing about whether I should play zone or not and all the things that are going on.
There was a week where we were going to play a zone. I swear. We practiced it. And in those days, Matt Larson was our head basketball PR guy, and we didn't play it. And I said, Matt, what happened to our zone? He said, oh, well, we just practice it. We don't play it.
I just want to trick guys like you and the media. I just want to trick them. So at media day, I'll play a little zone, then they'll report it, and everybody will think it's going to happen. Screws up the opposition, and we move on, but
it's all true.
Nothing wrong with zone. I mean, Magic and I talked about that when we were out in LA, and I said, Urban, are you mad at me that I don't bring back the 2-3 zone? He says, well, did you ever think of playing it? I said, if I get another you sitting in the back line telling everybody what to do, I'll do it.
There you go. Frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on the Spartan Media Network stations across our great state, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Start a frank conversation about your insurance with one of our local independent agents by visiting fmins.com. Well, we're going to take a break here. You're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles. Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care. Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No. First base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
And we're live from Lansing for the Coach Time Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And Spartan fans, gear up with the MSU FCU Visa credit card featuring the Spartan helmet. It's a perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at the msufcu.org and make every purchase a proud Spartan moment. And Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Well, I'm going to tell Tom a story he doesn't know about. As a basketball coach, I got to tell you what, there aren't many details that go unturned as we get ready to play anybody. And I've often thought Tom knows whatever's going on in the universe. But I'm going to go back to a Gus story, which actually teared me up when you did this. We had just lost Gus, and a couple times he made a little boob that became almost famous. His line was, for head coach Tom Izzo, I'm Gus Kanakis. Well, every now and then we'll come out, for Gus Kanakis, I'm Tom Izzo. Okay?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're at Nebraska, and the game's over, and so the game's over, we're packing up all of our toys to come home, and it's kind of a joke and a salute to Gus. When we were done with the interview, that's how Tom ended it. He ended it for Gus Kanakis. You know, he switched it. And I saw this piece of paper just sitting there. Well, I grabbed it, took it home. I framed it. It's hanging in my house with the date. I just thought that was one of the coolest things you did.
God, I bet your wife loves you. Did you put it in the living room or what'd you do? Holy mackerel.
Not the living room. Well, here we are.
Remember we did that play? Gus was part of that day, and he used that line in the play.
Yeah, and Gus and I were like a 60-second comic relief. They kind of wheeled us across the stage. And he'd wander a little bit, and you know, when it's time to do your bit, you got to be there. And we sort of lost him a little bit at the rehearsal. And I said, Gus, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold hands until we're done. Or we're going to sit in two chairs and look at each other. He said, I don't want to hold your hand. So I got a couple chairs, and it was good. And I don't know if you guys ever saw that. We did it twice to raise money for cancer research. And it was a fabulous show. What?
That was fabulous for you. That was embarrassing for me.
I don't know. I saw the first time he tried to dance, and I said to Gus, we can get out of this thing.
Yeah.
It's not too late. But you did good. You did really good.
Yeah, right, Will. When they told me that I had to sing, dance, and change costumes from a coach's costume to a tuxedo in 58 seconds, I said, no way, man. And then there was this guy and 3 women. They had all my clothes off and all my clothes on. And I learned something about theater.
It was something. We'll be back. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Time Izzo show after this on the Smart Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No. First base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles. Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
And welcome back to the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. We just have a few seconds left real quick. Our next Tom Izzo Show will be Monday at 7, February 17th. Hope you can join us for the game tomorrow. We take there at 8 o'clock, MSU against Indiana. So, Tom, final thought.
Well, I swear to you, tomorrow's going to be a tough game, and it's going to be a late game, but hopefully it's a good game. It's a game we need to win to stay in the hunt. As always, I appreciate all the support at the show. I appreciate all the support at the game. And this is a true family, and you're all part of it. Thank you.
See everybody at the Breslin Center or on the radio tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Tom Izzo Show is a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved, and is produced by the Spartan Media Network.